Good morning everyone, happy Sunday, how are we all doing? It feels nice to be back. I know I've only had a week off, but it feels really, really nice to be back. Got back from Marbella a few days ago, I'm easing back into routine, and this is basically what today's video is going to be. It's just easing back into routine with me. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I had a mini chat about this on Insta. I did end up deleting the stories because I honestly was just having such an overthinking day, and I just thought putting myself out on the internet feeling a little bit vulnerable when I'm already overthinking was not the right move. So I thought it was almost better to kind of discuss the topic in today's video. And it's basically going to be like post-holiday, easing back into routine, settling back into the swing of things, meaning like gym, work, healthy food shops, all of that kind of stuff, because I know a lot of us are going away on holidays at the moment, and coming back, it can be a bit overwhelming because you sometimes want to like flick back into routine. But the truth is, like, when you go away on holiday, a lot of the time your routine massively changes. Your sleep schedule changes, your activity levels change. So you normally come back feeling a little bit more fatigued and a little bit more tired because you've been having almost all this extra sleep and not doing as much, and your body kind of adjusts to that. And then you come back and you're like, right, want to get up at 6 a.m, jump straight into the gym again, and your body's not quite there even though your mentality is. And I'm just going to share with you guys my day and how I'm kind of easing back into it. So it is currently 7:27 a.m. I want to be heading to the gym for 8 a.m. One of the main things that I'll say in this portion of the video is, as soon as I came back, I was like, I'm going to be getting up at 6 a.m. again. I set my phone alarm at 6 a.m. when I landed at like midnight. Then again, the next day I didn't go to bed till midnight, tried to set my alarm for 6 a.m. I don't really know what I was thinking, because that is like rule number one. Like, you need to adjust back into your sleep schedule. Like, sleep schedules are one of the hardest things to get right ever. So if you're just trying to wake up at 6 a.m. and you go to bed at midnight, you're not going to be feeling good. Like, let me tell you that from personal experience, you're not going to be feeling good. So the first tip of today's video, if you guys are post-holiday or planning for coming back from holiday, is let your body adjust and give yourself at least your 8 hours of sleep. Whether that means you sleep past your normal time anyway, maybe you don't get to go to the gym in the morning, I would say nail your sleep schedule before you even start trying to put the gym in, because I tried to throw the gym in at 6 a.m. and yeah, it just wasn't cute. And then I ended up beating myself up massively, which was why I kind of had my overthinking day yesterday, because I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I felt like I was being lazy, but the truth of it was I was just very overtired. And I've woken up today, I've had 8.5 hours, and I feel like I've got a pep in my step. I feel super refreshed, super ready for today. I'm really excited for this gym session because we are doing leg day. I haven't done a leg day in about 12 days, and honestly, I've been like itching for one. Like, I am really, really excited. I have a little kind of mental plan of what I'm gonna do, but I will of course take you guys through it with me. Have a bit of a random day today, I'm not gonna lie. It is a Saturday, so it's not a typical work day. I'm gonna be working, have a hair appointment thrown in there. Also want to pop to IKEA at some point, want to go get some trainers fitted. It's just gonna be a bit of a random daily vlog, but I've missed talking to you guys, so we're just gonna be spending the day together anyway. But I'm gonna have this Squares bar, chug a bit of water, because again, post-holiday, hydration is key. I'm feeling super puffy. I don't know if you guys can tell from my face. Super puffy, which is my body basically telling me that I'm very, very hydrated. Too many mojitos and not enough water. mean, you know it's been a good workout when your hair's looking like this. Thank goodness I'm going to the hairdresser in a minute. Oh, let me get those off. So, a very successful session. I feel like I felt a little bit weak. It was really annoying because I was going in there and I was like, oh, holiday, I've been like, I'm itching to do some hip thrusts. Like, I don't normally like barbell hip thrust. I use the machine, and I barbell hip thrust a few weeks ago with my friend Courtney, and I realized how much I missed it. So I was like, oh, I can't wait to go back, and like, I'm just gonna set it all up, get some hip thrusts in there. And then of course I forgot my barbell pad. So you would have seen I had to use the mat, but there's only a certain amount of weight I can go up to using the mat, otherwise I will be bruised like a little butternut squash or something, because you can still feel the bar through. So annoying. But we just moved on and did some sumo squats. One of the PTs in the gym actually came over and gave me some tips, which was very helpful. I know some people don't really like people like approaching them in the gym with like unsolicited advice, but he was really polite about it, and he was like, do you mind? And I was like, no, honestly, go for it, because I've never trained like with an in-person PT since like kind of going on my fitness journey. So everything I do is kind of things that like I've got tips from my previous PT, but that was only sent through videos. So having like in-person advice is very helpful. But yeah, it was good. My squats were very, very weak, like the weakest they've been in ages, but I have just had 10 days without doing any heavy lifting on my legs, so I'm not gonna beat myself up about that. But I was dripping. Like, adding in split squats has really like given me a bit of a kick, because I find them so hard, but I really force myself through them. But yeah, I'm rambling on now. It was a really good session. I'm feeling very energized, very ready for the day, very ready to get back next week with my barbell pad and actually do some hip thrusts this time. But I'm gonna run back, have breakfast, and then head off to see Amy so she can sort this little curly lamb out. Going to the hairdressers does normally take up quite a big chunk of my day. I'm kind of hoping it won't take up that much, because I do want to get quite a lot done today, and I don't want the whole vlog to be me and the hairdressers. So fingers crossed we'll be in and out within like 2 or 3 hours. So I very obviously returned from the hairdressers now. Honestly, it doesn't look very different. The back ones were like hanging on by a thread, so they needed to be moved up. The front ones had already been moved up before holiday, but we just did a bit of a toner, and I'm feeling a lot fresher, a lot more ready for Ibiza. So now I'm back. First thing, I know I said about going to IKEA, but have you really been to IKEA if you haven't tried to go to IKEA 5 weekends before that one trip and never made it? Because I feel like that's just what happens with IKEA. You always go, today is the day. I'm going to IKEA, I'm gonna make it. I've got the whole day. And then suddenly you're a bit like, I don't know if I want to actually spend my whole day in IKEA, because it is a Saturday, it's gonna be super busy. One of the luxuries with my job is that I can pop in on Monday when it's not as busy and get things I need. Or the beauty of online shopping, I could just order something online that I need, because I only really need a cupboard. And am I really gonna be able to carry a cupboard out of IKEA, put it up? Anyway, we decided not to go to IKEA. I have like other things I want to do in the flat today in terms of like organisation, and I also want to like have a bit of an early night, have a movie night by myself. I have loved spending a whole day with Joey. Honestly, it's been the nicest time in the world, but I really love my alone time, and this isn't anything on him at all. Like I said, I literally love spending time with him, but I have missed doing things by myself a little bit, which is kind of why I just want to get in bed this evening, put my laptop on, watch some films, and just, yeah, sit and cuddle up and have some me time, basically. But obviously the point of this video isn't to talk about my evening plans. It was basically to talk about kind of getting back on track post-holiday. I know I've touched on 2 of my tips earlier in the video, but I kind of want to sit down and talk to you guys about some other things that I'm going to be kind of doing. And if you guys want to implement them, if you're feeling a little bit lost in your fitness journey, this doesn't necessarily have to be coming back from holiday. This could just be if you're a little bit lost for motivation, lost for kind of what to do to get like your sparkle back with your fitness journey. these are the kind of things that I like to implement and do. Obviously, we've spoken about sleep, massively important. We've spoken about hydration. The other thing I want to talk about is planning. I talk about this a lot, but you guys need to be getting some plans in place. I cannot stress how important it is. Failure to prepare is preparing to fail. And I know that's a very cliche saying, but it has a lot of truth behind it. And if I'm being completely honest, I find it so motivating getting a plan in place. You guys can see my whiteboard behind me. This, by this evening, is going to have all of the exercise on that I'm going to be doing next week, all of my plans in terms of work and content. And I'm going to give myself basically a bulletproof guide to reach my goals, which is what I always say when I make a plan. It's just going to be a bulletproof way that I'm going to literally achieve my goals, because all I need to do once I've written that is follow it step by step. So that's like my main thing that I would basically advise, is just putting a plan in place. How are you going to reach your goals? And then another thing with that is probably planning out some meals. I always do this. I find it so helpful. I actually could not make it through a day without planning my meals out within the morning at least, because I just get a bit too stressed out, or I'll hit my carb intake by like 1 o'clock and then I'll have no carbs left for dinner, and I just can't work that way. I need carbs for basically every single meal to keep me going. So yeah, guys, get your meals pre-planned in. That's what I'm going to be doing later on MyFitnessPal as well. I do have a video on my YouTube. I don't know if you can link YouTube videos in the description box. If you can, I'll link it. But I have one quite early on, which is so funny because looking back on those videos, like I feel like such a baby, but it basically goes back into meal planning, prepping and planning your exercise in a lot more detail. So I don't want to drone on for anybody that would have seen that. It was a while ago, but if you haven't watched it, I will try and link it in the description box so you guys can go back and watch it. I'm actually just going to grab my iced coffee because I do not want this to go really watery. I also have half a wafer left because I was falling asleep in the hairdressers. That's the worst it's ever been. I don't know about you guys, but I always fall asleep when they dry my hair anyway. But even when Amy was washing my hair, I was like, oh my God, I'm falling asleep. And on that note, big question. Right, do you, when they're washing your hair, close your eyes or do you keep them open? Is it weird to close your eyes? But is it also weird to keep them open? I don't know. I just do a bit of both. I panic. I'm literally lying there like that because I just don't know what to do. Like, is it weird if you close your eyes? Like, you're like enjoying it like too much? I don't know. If anyone's a hairdresser, please tell me. I really want to ask Amy, but I also don't want her to be like, it's a bit weird if you close them. And I've been closing my eyes for like the whole 3 years she's been doing my hair, because I would be mortified. So if you're a hairdresser, or if you just know the answer, please let me know in the comments, because it really stresses me out when I'm there. Another thing on planning, before I forget, is also getting a really good food shop in. So once you've done your food plan, make sure you go and do a food shop with all of the ingredients that you need. And by the way, that food plan should include things that you really enjoy. I will say this, but eat foods that you enjoy. Get some things on there that you like, so you're not feeling like you've gone from going on holiday and eating everything that you enjoy and coming back and being a bit miserable because you're not having those things. But definitely make sure that you go and get your fridge stocked up. I would say like as soon as possible. It's kind of one of the first things that I do when I get back, because I think if you've got your fridge stocked, then you're not going to have as much temptation to like go out for dinners or order takeaways, because trust me, I feel like every time I come back from holiday I'm like, should we just get a takeaway? But if you've already got your fridge full, you won't need that. Speaking of that, I'm now going to insert some clips of a food shop haul that I did. My food shop did arrive yesterday, so I did film this yesterday, so I'll insert all those clips. And this is basically all of the staple items that I have in my fridge that I feel like are essentials for me on an order. I know a lot of people always ask for food shop hauls, so hopefully this helps you guys out. So first thing, these are all of my protein sources for the week. So we've got chicken breast, chicken thighs, bacon, heck chicken sausages. These are insane. I feel like I've spoken about them loads on social media, but they are super low calorie, super good in protein as well, so really, really easy to fit into a deficit. Then we've got some tuna, because you guys probably know I'm obsessed with my tuna pasta salads, and they're not going anywhere. I have about 5 planned in this week. Then we've got some eggs, because I just love having eggs in the morning, and I've really missed like scrambled eggs in the morning, so that's probably what I'm gonna be having today. And also I picked up some chorizo, because I've got a lot of recipes that I'm gonna be doing with that this week. Right, these are the 2 main like carb sources that I picked up. This is purely because I've got linguine, I've got orzo, I've got like fusi on the menu this week, but because I have those, I didn't need to buy them, but I did just pick up these Greek style flatbreads, and then of course some bagel thins, and I'm gonna be having squares bars as like a pre-workout too. When I said I needed some nutrients back in my body, I was not lying. The amount of veg I have, it's insane. I know it sounds really silly, and I'm not saying it like, oh, I miss vegetables, but like I have missed vegetables. Like I've had a few salads here and there, but when you go abroad, they're obviously normally like kind of covered in dressing and cheese, which was brilliant at the time. But like I said, I'm currently just craving a piece of broccoli. So these are all the veggies I'm gonna be having. I'm also got some strawberries here for my protein pancakes, which I have really missed. I've missed waking up and having a protein pancake. That sounds so sad, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. So yeah, we've got loads of lettuce. I'm not gonna go through everything because it's super boring, but these are kind of like the staple veggies that I always have in my fridge. I use them like every single day, so they're just my essentials. And then the final few random things, this Tesco Lighter mozzarella I did already have in the fridge, but I just want to show you guys because I always have this in the fridge. It's so good, especially if you just want to make a quick pasta. You can just literally chuck some tin tomatoes, mozzarella, chicken and pasta in a pan. And if you use this slice of mozzarella, it's a lot lighter on the calories. Obviously Philadelphia, I put that in absolutely everything. I can never say this, Feuillère yogurt, because I love using that as like a mixture when I'm like marinating stuff. Nando sauce, self-explanatory, and lazy garlic, because there is nothing worse than having to sit and chop up a massive garlic clove. I have also got milk in the fridge, and then some like parmesan and stuff. But yeah, that is the majority of this week's Reset Food Shop. And another thing post food shop haul that I want to add is, guys, just be really kind to yourself. I was saying this yesterday, like I got up and I tried to go at 1,000,000 miles per hour yesterday, and it's not that simple. I know I'm saying it's like put plans in place and stuff, but if you need to come back and just take a day, 2 days, 3 days to just have a bit of like switch off and chill time, not put the pressure on yourself to go to the gym, do it. The worst thing you can do is come back and do what I did yesterday and try and get up at 6 a.m. and jump into routine and go to the gym straight away. Don't put masses of pressure on yourself. Maybe just take, like I said, a day or 2 days off. Give yourself like a bit of a mental refresh, relax, have a bit of a deload. Then put your plans in place. When you feel a little bit better, then get back to it. Putting the pressure on yourself to jump into something when you're not really feeling it and you're not really in the right mindset is just going to create like this negative relationship with it, and that's going to make you not want to go even more, and then it's just going to throw you kind of like further off where you want to be. Having a day, 2 days, 3 days, even a week off really isn't the worst thing in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, just remember to be kind to yourself. But hopefully those little tips help you guys if you guys feel a little bit lost in your like fitness groove at the moment. And the final thing that I'm going to be talking about, because I'm going to be doing it currently, I'm so excited about this. Look at my giant cork board, although I don't have any pins for it. So not a great start. I've got a few pins, but I'm going to be sellotaping stuff for my cork board. So the point of the cork board is, sometimes when you feel like you're kind of off your like fitness game or off your work game or anything like that, you can feel a little bit lost with your goals and you're not really sure of like the direction that you really need to be taking yourself in. So a really important thing to do is just kind of bring yourself back down, ground yourself, and really get focused in on your goals. And this could be a good thing to do in the like 1 to 2 days that you're not really going to the gym because you're not really feeling like it. You can kind of like expend your energy visualizing your goals, planning your future goals, and kind of just like zoning in on like what you really want, which is kind of what I feel like over the past 3 days I felt a bit confused about. Like I don't really know what my structure is, what my plans are in the long term, and I feel like I just need to like sit down and literally just spend like 2 hours just thinking about like what I really enjoy doing, what I want to be doing, the kind of training I want to be doing, where I want to be in a year's time. Because I get asked that question a lot, especially with my job. People are like, so what are you going to be doing in like a year's time? Like what next? And I think like, I don't know. And I know you're not supposed to know. I know you're not supposed to have it all figured out. However, I'm a very driven person and I love having goals. So for me, sitting down and really like thinking about some really cool things that I want to be doing in a year's time is absolutely key and something that I really enjoy doing. So I'm going to sit down and do that now on my cork board. I'm going to like print out some pictures. I'm also going to stick some things on there which are like current achievements, just to kind of remind me of like how far I've come anyway. Because sometimes when you feel a bit lost and you don't really know your future goals, it's good to kind of look at how far you've come and realize your own potential. And I feel like that's something that I really struggle with sometimes. I get in my own head, and because I don't know where I'm going, I forget where I've gone. And I know that sounds really cheesy, but it definitely really helps me to kind of think about it in that way. The cork board is a big example, and some people probably like CBA. So another way that you guys can do this is by getting a journal. I've shown you guys this in a YouTube video before, but this journal has been with me on the journey since I started social media. In the back of the book I have lists of my amazing accomplishments, which is basically where I just like talk about my wins and like not big myself up, but like almost congratulate myself. Because I think sometimes when you achieve things, especially in the industry I'm in, you don't want to come across boastful. You don't want to be plastering it all over social media. You just don't want to be like a gloaty, boasty person. And I definitely don't ever want to be. Even with my friends, like sometimes it takes me a while to tell them about things that I've achieved because I don't want to be seeming like I'm like, oh, look what I've done ever. So I'd rather talk to myself about it, if that makes sense, and just even write it down on a list. So for example, one of the first things that I ever wrote on here was on the 7th of February 2021. I wrote, I hit 10k on Instagram, which is so like, it makes me happy to like look back and read these because I think like I was so proud of that number. And if me then could see me now, I would just be in disbelief of where I am. And see, even saying that, I'm like, okay, like I'm actually really proud of myself. Like I've achieved a lot and I already feel better. And then that kind of motivates me to think like, okay, well, if I've already achieved that, like, where am I going to go next? Like, what else can I achieve? Not even in terms of like figures on Instagram, but just in terms of like my life and business and things like that. Like it motivates me. So I think if you guys are feeling a little bit lost, it's a really, really good one to write down and just have a look through because they're really nice to look over as well. So yeah, I'm going to get working on my little cork board, dream board. I will show you guys at the end. We're going to keep some things off of it obviously because there's obviously some goals that like I'd rather keep to myself, but I will show you the majority of it. But I'm going to put some tunes on and get in my feels, print out some pics, and yeah, just have a little bit of like a craft day basically. So this is how the board is looking an hour onto completion. I'm quite proud of how it's looking so far. I know there's like some big gaps and stuff, but obviously like I said, I'm not going to put absolutely everything on there because there's some things that I want to keep to myself, but I've basically gone through and put on like all of the dream brands that I've worked with so far. This is only some of them, by the way. Like there's a lot more that I have worked with, but these are kind of like the main ones that were like absolute like dream brands. So obviously like Gymshark, MyProtein, Intala and Shreddy. What else have I got on there? I've got my social media profiles because obviously like they're my job and what like really motivates me. I've even got the dog that I want down there, my dream car, and then some keys because one of my next big goals is to buy somewhere to live, so I have my own home. I have some plane tickets from when me and Joey like really spontaneously flew to Malaga after Barcelona because that was just something that like I never thought I'd be able to like have the freedom to do or the financial freedom to do, so that was a big one. And then that's just because obviously like I want to travel more with him. What else have we got on there? I got when I went to Wimbledon with TikTok because that was like a massive thing. I've obviously got some food on there because that is another thing that I just want to keep doing forever. I want to keep creating meals and recipes. Got some books on there because I want to keep reading, educating myself on like every aspect that I can. I've got some film up there because I'd love to be a bit more involved in like TV and presenting in literally any way that I can. I absolutely love doing presenting and things like that. So yeah guys, that's the goal so far. And with that, I am going to sign off the vlog here. I know it's been a bit of a weird one. It's been like a weird like half day. I would take you guys through to the evening. However, it is 4 p.m. on Saturday. This video is 24 hours to be edited and uploaded. So guys, if you are seeing this at 4 p.m. and it's Sunday, hats off to me, because like I said, I do want to have a bit of a chilled evening, so it doesn't give me loads of time to edit. Just unfortunately my brain wasn't really in the right place to be filming yesterday, and I didn't really want to bring that negative energy to my YouTube channel. So hopefully this video has been a bit lighter and a bit more positive, because that's definitely how I'm feeling. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week.